There's a moment in every romantic relationship that nobody wants to talk about. A moment that scares, that confuses, that makes many people wonder if something is wrong. It's the moment when the butterflies calm down. When that initial intensity, that fire that seemed inexhaustible, that constant desire to be together every second, begins to transform into something different. And then fear arrives. The fear of thinking, do I no longer love them? Do they no longer love me? Is the magic over? Are we settling? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt that euphoria at the beginning of a relationship? That feeling of floating, of not being able to stop thinking about that person, of feeling your heart race every time you receive a message, of not being able to sleep because your mind is busy imagining the future together. And then, over time, that intensity decreases. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't become indifference, but it changes. It becomes calmer, softer, less urgent. And then you wonder, is that okay? Or does it mean love is dying? In today's episode, we are going to explore one of the most misunderstood topics about romantic love: the difference between infatuation and true love. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Infatuation is not love. It's just the beginning. And what comes after, what many confuse with the end, is actually when true love begins to be built. This is the second episode of Love for Real. And if in the first one we talked about self-love as the foundation of everything, today we'll talk about how that foundation expresses itself in the most intimate relationship many of us experience: the romantic relationship. Welcome. I'm with you on this journey, and today we're going to discover what happens when butterflies transform into something deeper, something more real, something more lasting. We live in a culture obsessed with infatuation. Movies show us that magical moment when two gazes cross, that instant chemistry, that overflowing passion. Songs sing about that love that keeps you up at night, that makes you tremble, that makes you feel like nothing else matters in the world. Social media is full of couples in their first months, showing perfect moments, posting declarations of eternal love, convinced that's how it will be forever. And then they sell us a dangerous lie. They tell us that that initial intensity, is true love. And that if one day that intensity diminishes, love died. So, what do people do when the butterflies calm down? Some end the relationship. They think, I don't feel the same anymore. I must find someone who makes me feel that way again. Others stay, but with fear, thinking, something's wrong. Are we becoming roommates? Are we losing the spark? And still others never move beyond that first phase. They go from relationship to relationship, eternally chasing that feeling of initial euphoria, addicted to infatuation, incapable of building real love. But here's what you need to understand. Infatuation is beautiful, it's magical, it's necessary, but it's not sustainable, and it's not designed to be. Did you know that infatuation has a biological expiration date? Neuroscience has discovered that this initial phase of euphoria generally lasts between 12 and 18 months. Sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. But it doesn't last forever. And you know what? That's not a defect. It's not a system failure. It's exactly how it should be. Because infatuation is like fireworks. Brilliant, impressive, impossible to ignore. But true love, the love that lasts, is like a fire in a fireplace. Not as spectacular, not as flashy, but warm, constant, reliable. The kind of fire that keeps you alive in the longest winter. So today, I'm not here to tell you how to keep the butterflies alive forever, because that's not the goal. Today, I'm here to show you what happens when butterflies transform, when initial chemistry evolves into something much deeper, when infatuation matures into love. And believe me, it's much more beautiful than you imagine. Let's start by understanding what's really happening in your brain when you fall in love. Because infatuation isn't just an ethereal feeling, it's a very real chemical process. When you meet someone and feel that intense attraction, your brain floods with specific chemicals. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward. It's the same substance released when you eat chocolate, when you win something, when you achieve a goal. Norepinephrine, the hormone of excitement. It's what makes your heart beat faster, your hands sweat, that you feel that nervous energy in your stomach. And here's what's fascinating. Serotonin levels drop. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter that regulates mood and calmness. When it drops, you become a bit obsessive. You can't stop thinking about that person. Sound familiar? It's exactly what you feel at the beginning. That inability to concentrate on anything else. That constant thought about the other person. But wait, there's more. Your brain also releases phenylethylamine, a substance that literally has an effect similar to amphetamines. That's why you feel so euphoric, so full of energy, so alive. It's beautiful, isn't it? Infatuation is basically a natural chemical intoxication. Your brain is literally drugged on love. But here comes the part you need to understand. No organism can maintain that state indefinitely. Imagine living with adrenaline and dopamine levels at maximum all the time. You couldn't sleep, you couldn't work, you couldn't function normally. Your body simply isn't designed for that. So, what does your brain do? After approximately 12 to 18 months, it begins to lower the production of those substances. Not because something's wrong, not because love is ending, but because your body needs to return to a state of balance. And this is where the real magic begins. Because when those substances decrease, when the chemical euphoria diminishes, your brain begins to produce other substances. Oxytocin, the hormone of attachment and deep connection. Vasopressin, the hormone of commitment and long-term loyalty. Your brain is making a transition from chemical addiction to genuine connection, from obsession to secure attachment, from infatuation to love. Do you see what's happening? It's not that love is dying, it's that it's transforming. It's evolving from something explosive and temporary to something deep and lasting. The problem is that nobody told you this was going to happen. Nobody prepared you for this transition. And when it arrives, you think something's wrong. But it's not. Everything is perfectly fine. You're exactly where you should be. Romantic love goes through 3 fundamental stages. And understanding these stages can save your relationship. Because when you know what's happening, when you understand it's normal, When you recognize it's part of the process, you stop being scared. Let's explore each of these stages in depth. Stage 1. Infatuation. Also called the attraction phase, or the honeymoon, or as I prefer to call it, the beautiful initial madness. This is the stage everyone knows, the one in all the movies. You're obsessed with the other person. Everything about them seems fascinating. Their flaws seem adorable. Their quirks enchant you. You talk for hours without getting tired. You send messages constantly. You want to be together all the time. The sex is incredible. The chemistry is explosive. You feel like this person was made specifically for you. And in your mind you think, this is how I'll feel forever. But remember what we already discussed. This stage has a limited duration, between 12 and 18 months generally, and that's okay. Then comes stage 2, discovery. Some call it the crisis, others the awakening. I prefer to call it discovery because that's exactly what happens. You begin to really see the other person. Those flaws that before seemed adorable now irritate you. That habit you found peculiar now bothers you. Those differences you thought were interesting now generate conflict. You begin to see the real person, not the idealized version your chemically altered brain created. You see their insecurities, their fears, their defense mechanisms, their wounds from the past. And they see yours too. It's the stage where many couples break up because they think, I don't feel the same anymore. This means they're not the right person. But here's the truth. This is the most important stage, because here is where you decide if you want to build something real or if you only wanted the chemical drug of infatuation. And if you decide to stay, if you decide to go through this stage with awareness and commitment, you reach stage 3, true love. This is the stage few reach, but those who do discover something extraordinary. True love isn't blind like infatuation. It sees clearly all the flaws and chooses to love anyway. It's not obsession, it's conscious choice. It's not need, it's genuine desire to be together. It's not dependence, it's healthy interdependence. In this stage, you deeply know the other person, their shadows and their light, and you love them completely, not despite their imperfections, but with them included. Because you understand that imperfections are part of being human, and you love the complete human in front of you. Let me tell you a story. It's the story of a couple we'll call Andrew and Lucia. They met at a party. It was one of those moments of instant connection that seems taken from a movie. Their eyes met, they started talking, and 3 hours later, when the party ended, they felt they had met someone special. The first 6 months were magical. They sent each other good mornings every day. They called for hours at night. They made plans together constantly. Andrew thought Lucia was perfect. Her laugh, her way of seeing the world, her spontaneity, everything. Lucia thought Andrew was the man she had been waiting for. His maturity, his way of listening to her, his stability, everything fit. In their minds, both thought, this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And they truly felt it. But around month 9, something began to change. Andrew noticed that Lucia's spontaneity sometimes meant disorganization. She made plans without consulting, changed her mind at the last minute, was unpredictable, and what before seemed charming now frustrated him. Lucia noticed that Andrew's stability sometimes meant rigidity. He had fixed routines, didn't like leaving his comfort zone, overplanned everything, and what before seemed mature now seemed boring. They began to have small arguments. Nothing serious, but constant. Why can't you be more flexible? Why can't you be more responsible? And deep in their minds, both began to wonder the same thing. Did I make a mistake? One night, after another small but frustrating argument, Lucia told her best friend, "I don't feel the butterflies anymore. I don't get excited like before when I see him. Does that mean I don't love him anymore?" And her friend, with the best intention but the worst possible advice, told her, "If you don't feel the same anymore, maybe he's not the right person. True love doesn't fade." Lucia spent weeks with that idea in her head, comparing what she felt now with what she felt at the beginning. And since now it was different, she concluded something was wrong. She was about to end the relationship, convinced she had lost the love, not knowing that actually, love was just beginning. But before Lucia made that decision, something happened. Andrew had an accident. Nothing serious, but he had to be hospitalized for a few days. And Lucia, without thinking twice, was there. Not because the butterflies asked her to, not because she felt that euphoria from the beginning, but because she genuinely wanted to be there for him. During those days in the hospital, something changed in Lucia's perspective. She saw him vulnerable, scared, human. And she realized something. She no longer felt those crazy butterflies from the beginning. That was true. But she felt something different. Something calmer, deeper, more solid. She felt she wanted to be there, not that she needed to be there. She felt calm in his presence, not anxiety. She felt certainty, not obsession. And when Andrew, from his hospital bed, looked at her and said, "Thank you for staying with me," Lucia understood something fundamental. This was love. Not the love from movies, not the love from the first months, but real love. The love that's built, the love that's chosen day by day. After that experience, Lucia and Andrew had a deep conversation. For the first time, they talked about what they were feeling. "I don't feel the butterflies like before," Lucia confessed. "And that scared me. I thought it meant I was stopping loving you." Andrew took her hand and said something she would never forget. "I don't feel them like before either, but I love you more now than at the beginning, because now I know you for real. I've seen you on your worst days, you've seen mine, and we keep choosing each other." That day, both decided something important. They decided to stop comparing what they felt now with what they felt at the beginning. They decided to stop chasing those butterflies that had naturally calmed. They decided to build something deeper. It wasn't easy. They had to learn new ways to connect. They had to communicate better. They had to accept each other's differences. They had to establish agreements about their different ways of being. But they did it. And 3 years later, they're together. They're no longer in that initial euphoria phase. That passed long ago. But they're in something much better. They're in true love. A love that doesn't depend on brain chemistry. A love that's consciously chosen every day. A love that sees clearly and loves anyway. The story of Andrew and Lucia is the story of thousands of couples who almost ended because nobody told them the transition was normal, that change didn't mean the end, that butterflies calm down so that something deeper can grow. So, if infatuation isn't true love, if it's just the entrance door, what is lasting love built on? What sustains a relationship when the initial chemistry calms down? Lasting love is built on 4 fundamental pillars. And here's what's important. These pillars don't appear magically. They are built with conscious effort, with daily decisions. The first pillar is responsibility. And I'm not talking about responsibility in the sense of obligation or duty. I'm talking about the capacity to respond, to be present, to be someone who can be counted on. Not just in good times, but especially in difficult ones. What does this mean in practice? It means that when your partner is going through a difficult time, you don't disappear. You don't distance yourself. You don't close off emotionally. You're there, available, present. It means that when you make a mistake, you acknowledge it. You don't blame. You don't justify. You don't play victim. You take responsibility for your actions and their consequences. It means that when there's a problem in the relationship, you don't wait for the other person to solve it alone. You actively participate in finding solutions because you understand this relationship belongs to both, and both are responsible for caring for it. The second pillar is respect. And here's something many people don't understand. You cannot truly love someone you don't respect. You can desire them. You can need them. You can feel attached. But true love without respect is impossible. What does it mean to respect your partner? It means seeing that person as a complete being, with their own identity, their own dreams, their own boundaries, their own autonomy. They're not an extension of you. They're not an object to satisfy your needs. They're not someone you must fix or improve. They're another human being, equally valuable as you. Respecting means that even when you disagree, even when you're angry, even in the middle of a heated argument, you still treat them with dignity. You don't insult. You don't belittle. You don't attack their character. Because respect doesn't disappear when you're upset. In fact, that's when it shows most. And something more about respect. Respect means respecting the other's boundaries. When they say no, it's no. Not convince me. Not insist until they give in. When they need space, you give space. Without punishing them with your silence. Without making them feel guilty. Because healthy love never violates boundaries. Healthy love honors them. The third pillar is knowledge. And here's one of the most common mistakes in romantic relationships. Believing that after some time, you completely know the other person. I already know how they are. I already know what they think. I already know what they feel. And then you stop being curious. You stop asking questions. You stop exploring who that person is being today. But here's the truth. People change constantly. The you of today isn't exactly the same you from 5 years ago. Not even from last year. You've grown. You've learned. You've experienced new things. You've changed. And your partner has too. So how can you say you know them completely if they themselves are in constant evolution? Truly knowing someone requires constant curiosity. It means continuing to ask questions, not the same obvious questions from the beginning, but deeper questions. How are you changing lately? What is life teaching you right now? What dreams are emerging in you? What fears are you facing? It means being genuinely interested in your partner's inner life, not just in what they do, but in who they're being. And here's what's beautiful. when you keep curiosity alive, when you keep exploring that person, when you keep discovering new layers, boredom never arrives. Because there's always something new to discover. There's always depth to explore. And the fourth pillar is care. Loving isn't just feeling, it's acting. It's doing concrete things for the other's well-being. But careful, here's a dangerous trap. Caring doesn't mean sacrificing yourself until you disappear. It doesn't mean forgetting your own needs to satisfy only the others. That's not love. That's codependency. Genuine care is different. It's contributing to mutual growth. It's supporting the other's dreams without abandoning yours. It's being present in their difficult moments without losing your own stability. Caring means asking, what do you need from me today? And also, what do I need from you? It means celebrating their victories without envy. It means comforting them in their defeats without condescension. It means challenging them to grow with compassion. Real care is seen in small daily acts. Preparing their coffee how they like it. Asking how that important meeting went. Giving them a hug for no reason. Listening attentively when they speak. Remembering what's important to them. Small acts, constant, consistent. That's love in action. Now I need to talk about one of the most harmful myths about romantic love. The myth of the soulmate. You know this idea, right? The idea that each person is an incomplete half, and that only when they find their other half, they become complete. It sounds romantic, but it's deeply problematic. Because here's the truth. If you enter a relationship feeling incomplete, expecting another person to complete you, you're building on an unstable foundation. You're turning that person into your source of value, your source of happiness, your source of meaning. And that's an impossible burden to sustain. Because no human being can complete another. No person can fill all your voids. No relationship can give you what only you can give yourself. Remember the previous episode about self-love? Everything begins there. Healthy romantic love isn't when two incomplete halves join to form a whole. It's when two complete people choose to share their lives. Do you see the difference? In the first case, you need each other. If one leaves, the other collapses. In the second case, you choose each other. If one were to leave, both would be sad, but they'd remain complete people. The first is emotional dependence disguised as love. The second is true love based on freedom. Healthy love says, I don't need you to survive, but I choose to build my life with you because it makes me happier. It's choice, not need. It's desire, not dependence. It's freedom, not possession. So before looking for your soulmate, become a complete soul. Love who you are. Know who you are. Accept who you are. Build your own life, your own dreams, your own sense of purpose. And then, from that place of wholeness, invite someone to share that life with you. Not to complete you, to accompany you. Because two complete people creating something together is much more beautiful than two halves desperately trying to fit. One of the most common dangers in relationships, especially in that first infatuation phase, is losing your identity in the relationship. Have you seen this? A person who had their own friendships and suddenly only wants to be with their partner. A person who had their own hobbies and abandons them because their partner doesn't share them. A person who had their own opinions and begins to automatically adopt their partners. At first, this might seem romantic. We're so close, we're almost the same person. But over time, it's suffocating. Eventually, you look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself. Who are you, separate from this relationship, independent of this person? True love doesn't erase your identity, it celebrates it. A healthy relationship is when two people with their own identities, their own interests, their own lives, choose to intertwine those lives, but without merging completely, without disappearing into each other. Think of it like two circles in a Venn diagram. They have an area of intersection, things they share, experiences together, common values. But they also have areas that belong only to each one. You have your friends, they have theirs. You have your passions, they have theirs. You need your space, they need theirs. And that doesn't mean love is weak. It means love is mature. Because you understand something fundamental. You can't give each other what you've denied yourselves. If you abandon your friendships for your partner, you'll eventually resent them for it. If you abandon your dreams for the relationship, you'll eventually feel empty. But if you maintain your identity, if you continue being you, if you keep cultivating yourself as an individual person, you bring the best version of yourself to the relationship. You bring renewed energy, new perspectives, stories to tell, experiences to share. There's a phrase I deeply love. Love is not gazing at each other. It's looking together in the same direction. It's not about being so focused on yourselves as a couple that you forget the outside world. It's about being two complete individuals who walk together towards something greater. Each one maintaining their unique pace. Each one preserving their own rhythm, but choosing to walk beside each other. Not ahead, not behind, beside. So loving without losing your identity means continue seeing your friends. Continue doing what you love. Continue having time for yourself. Continue growing as an individual. Not less because you're in a relationship, but more because you have someone who celebrates your growth, who supports your individuality, who loves you for who you are, not for who they could turn you into someone you're not. There's a moment in many relationships, generally after the second or third year, where couples stop asking each other questions. They believe they already know everything about the other. They've heard all their stories. They know all their opinions. They know exactly how they'll react in each situation. And then they stop being curious. And when curiosity dies, connection begins to wither. Because without curiosity, there's no discovery. Without discovery, there's no surprise. Without surprise, everything becomes predictable. And the predictable eventually becomes boring. But here's the good news. Curiosity can be cultivated. It can be kept alive. How? First, by recognizing that the person in front of you is constantly changing. Every book they read changes them a little. Every experience they live transforms them. Every conversation they have shapes them in some way. The person you went to bed with last night isn't exactly the same one who woke up this morning. They're subtly different. And those subtle differences, accumulated over time, become significant. So how do you keep curiosity alive? Ask new questions. Not how was your day for the 10th time this week, but questions like, what made you feel most alive today? What is life teaching you lately? If you could change something about your life right now, what would it be? What dream of yours have I stopped asking about? Questions that invite a real conversation. Not superficial, not automatic, but deep, genuine, revealing. And something more important, listen to the answers. Don't be thinking about what you're going to say while the other person speaks. Don't be checking your phone. Don't be half present. Listen. Really listen. As if it were the first time you're hearing this voice. As if every word mattered. Because it does. And here's another powerful practice. Create new experiences together. When a couple only does the same things over and over, they stagnate. They go to the same restaurant. They watch the same type of movies. They have the same conversations. But when they experience new things together, take a class in something they've never done, travel to an unknown place, learn a new skill, face a challenge together, they rediscover each other. They see sides of each other they hadn't seen before. They create new memories, new stories, new connections. And that keeps the spark alive. Not the chemical spark from the beginning, but the spark of genuine connection. The spark of continuing to discover each other. The spark of knowing there's always more to know. Because here's the beautiful truth. If you stay curious, if you keep exploring that person, you never finish knowing them completely. And that's something beautiful, not terrifying. Beautiful. Now comes the practical part. Because, as always, knowledge without action is just interesting information. I'm going to give you 3 concrete practices you can implement now in your relationship. Or, if you're not in a relationship right now, 3 practices you can carry with you when that person arrives. Practice number 1. The weekly deep conversation. Once a week, we serve a sacred space for a real conversation. Not while watching television, not while eating in a hurry, not while doing 1,000 things. A dedicated space. No distractions, no phones, just the 2 of you. And in that conversation, ask each other questions that go beyond day-to-day logistics. How are you feeling inside lately? Is there something weighing on you that you haven't told me? What do you need most from me right now? How can I support you better? What dreams of yours have been on pause? And here's the key. When the other speaks, don't interrupt them. Don't try to solve their problem immediately. Don't get defensive if they mention something about their relationship. Just listen with your whole being, with your full attention, as if you were hearing something sacred, because you are. Practice number 2. Connection rituals. Rituals are small repetitive acts that create constant connection. They're not big occasional gestures. They're small moments, but consistent. Some examples. Every morning, before the chaos of the day begins, 5 minutes embracing in silence. Just that. 5 minutes embracing in silence. Every night before sleeping, share 3 things. 1 thing you're grateful for today, 1 thing that made you laugh or smile, 1 thing you want to let go of before sleeping. A goodbye kiss every time one leaves the house. Not a quick, distracted kiss, but a 3-second kiss, where you're really present, where you really feel that person. These rituals may seem small, even insignificant, but they're like drops of water constantly falling on a stone. Over time, they shape everything. They create a connection that stays strong, even when life gets chaotic, even when things get difficult. Because you have these anchor points, these sacred moments that reconnect you, again and again. Practice number 3, the month of novelty. Once a year, or even every 6 months, dedicate a full month to doing new things together. 1 new experience each week. It can be something big or something small. Take a cooking class you've never taken. Visit a place in your city you've never been. Learn to dance a new style. Do an outdoor activity that takes you out of your comfort zone. The point isn't to become experts. The point is to experience something new together. Because when you do something for the first time, you're vulnerable. You don't know exactly what to expect. You're a bit out of your element. And in that shared vulnerability, intimacy is created. You laugh together at your mistakes. You support each other when something is difficult. You discover each other in new ways. And that keeps the relationship alive, fresh, in constant evolution. We are reaching the end of this episode. And I want you to take something very clear with you. Romantic love, true love, isn't what you see in movies. It's not that overflowing passion that never diminishes. It's not that perfect connection where there are never conflicts. It's not that absolute certainty from the first moment. True love is much more complex, much more real. It's going through the transition from infatuation to love together. It's seeing the real person with all their imperfections and choosing to love them anyway. It's building something day by day, with conscious effort, with intention. It's a lot of work, but it's beautiful work. And here's something you need to understand. Romantic love isn't the prize you receive for finding the right person. It's the result of 2 people constantly choosing to build something together, constantly choosing to grow together, constantly choosing to honor what they're creating. Does that mean any relationship can work if both try hard enough? No. There are relationships that shouldn't continue. There are people who aren't compatible no matter how hard they try. There are toxic dynamics that no amount of effort can heal. But if the foundation is healthy, if there's mutual respect, if both are committed to growth, if they can communicate honestly, if they consciously choose each other every day, then yes, they can build something beautiful and lasting. And when the butterflies come down, because eventually they will. Don't panic. Don't think love died. Recognize that you're in a transition. You're evolving from chemical intoxication to genuine connection, from infatuation to love. And if you're both willing to make that journey together, you'll discover something much more beautiful than butterflies. You'll discover calm in each other's presence. You'll discover certainty amid the world's uncertainty. You'll discover a home, not in a place, but in a person. Because butterflies are beautiful, but you can't pin the life on butterflies. Butterflies eventually fly away. But true love, the love that's consciously built, the love that's chosen day by day, the love that goes through storms and comes out stronger, that love remains and deepens and becomes richer with time. Not less, more. Before I go, I want to leave you with a reflection. What kind of love are you looking for? Are you looking for eternal butterflies, the passion that never diminishes, the constant euphoria? Because if that's what you're looking for, you'll spend your life jumping from relationship to relationship, chasing something that by biological design cannot last. Or are you looking for something deeper, something more real, something that's built? A love that sees you completely and chooses you anyway. A love that goes through the difficult with you and doesn't run. A love that evolves with you instead of demanding you stay the same. A love that is choice, not just feeling. Commitment, not just chemistry. Construction, not just discovery. That kind of love, you don't find it. You create it. With another person who's also willing to create it with you. In the next episode, we'll talk about family love. That love you didn't choose, but that shaped you. That love that can be beautiful, or complicated, or both. And how to heal those relationships from a place of awareness. But before you go today, I want you to keep a question. If the butterflies come down tomorrow in your relationship, what would remain? Is there respect? Is there genuine connection? Is there joint construction? Or was there only temporary chemistry? And if you're not in a relationship yet, ask yourself, what kind of love do you want to cultivate when it arrives? Because how you answer that question determines the type of relationships you'll build and the type of love you'll experience. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Thank you for exploring this important topic with me. Remember, true love isn't what you feel at the beginning. It's what you build every day after. Until the next episode, and in the meantime, choose to love consciously. Until next time.